do some early morning fishing. All right, what we're going to use here is Chapo and a worm. The worm's a little beat up, but let's try with a Chapo first. Just bought it. Just bought it. Let's wait for the bubbles to clear. Hey, how you doing, Leona? Just doing some early morning fishing out here. I'm trying to catch bass. I usually don't fish for bass, but I bought some new stuff. So, I'm trying to fish for bass off the top water. I'm going to try top water, and then we're going to try a worm. And the worm is going to be a bottom fishing for bass. Wow, the water is warm. Let's say the water is like close to 80 degrees. Hey, how you doing, Trelity? Hold on, Trelito. There you go. Yeah, I was doing some early morning bass fishing with a Berkeley Chapo. It's a nice morning out here in Jersey. Yeah, it's warm. The ocean is mid-70s right now, Atlantic Ocean. It's super warm. I didn't realize how warm it was till I touched the lure. The seaweed was warm. That's why the bite hasn't been good. Yeah, but I just bought this lure, the Chapo. People love them, so I'm gonna try it out. Where are you at, Charlito? Yeah, it is super early. I kind of missed the sunrise though. I really wanted to get out here earlier. You know, one of those things when you wake up super early and you're like, yeah, I can sleep for the next 10 minutes. And then it's like 2 hours later. I was supposed to be here when the sun was rising, but overslept. Massachusetts? Yeah, it's much colder there. I have a good friend. They live in Ashburnham, Massachusetts, which probably is a tiny town. About I think it's about an hour east from Boston. Man, every time I go to Boston, I feel like I get smarter just by being around smart people. Everybody in Massachusetts is wicked smart. Especially you walk through Boston, you feel like you gain at least extra 10 IQ. Feels like you need a doctorate degree just to walk around there. But I like that. I like smart people. Yeah, we're in New Jersey, right next to where Rutgers University is. I'm actually, yeah, Big E. Yeah, Rutgers is way different from. I graduated Rutgers almost 15 years ago. It's a little different now. A lot of money there now. All right, I'm gonna cast. I'm gonna try the top water maybe 2 more times, and then I'm gonna go switch to the worm. 2 days ago, I caught my personal best right around here on the worm, the Senko worm. Hey, Demo, what's up, man? Welcome back. You never missed my. It's so pretty in the fall. I really can't believe I didn't get any bites on Chapo yet. People swear by this thing. Oh, hey, that's nice. Hold on, let me print screen the chat so I know your name. What kind of content do you have? Yeah, I should be able to go live for be live for next probably 45 minutes or so. So my kids are not waking up right now, so I decided to run to the park and do some fishing. Let's see. How is the quality, by the way, of the stream? Is it? I'm riding Verizon 5G Ultra wideband, so the quality should be much better than when I'm out by the ocean. But if I do get a big bass on this rod, I'm gonna have no problem bringing him in because I got 15-pound braid. This is my ocean setup. Hey, how you doing, Hank? Yeah, I usually don't fish for bass, but man, I got hooked. What happened was I was fishing and I found a Senko worm and I kind of threw it in my chest pack. And 2 days ago I was fishing, I was doing a live and I said, let's throw the Senko. I haven't fished for bass, and so I throw on a Senko worm and I landed my personal best. Actually, I have that Senko worm right here. It's the same worm I caught my PB on. Hold on, let me find it. Of course, my rod gets stuck here. And now I'm coming back here fishing for more bass. Oh, Michigan, nice. How cold is it? How cold is it in Michigan right now? Our water temps are still around mid 70s, maybe I'd say almost close to 80 right now. It's pretty crazy. You guys got some crazy fish up in Michigan. I know you can catch a sturgeon there too. How you doing, Christus? Thanks, Demon. I appreciate you commenting. Yeah, I notice whenever I have access to ultra wideband. Oh wait, I just saw a fish. Let's guess one more time and move back there. Hi, Denny. Yeah, the temps are super warm because I was just picking up seaweed off my top water, and man, it was warm. Even our ocean right now around North Jersey, it's still mid-70s. I follow this one guy who always takes water temperatures on his TikTok, and yesterday it was like 75, right on the dot. No, I don't have any minnows. Hi, Denny S. No, I ran out. My kids are still sleeping, so I ran out. What I'm using is a Berkeley Chapo, and I'm gonna use the Yamamoto worm. Hold on, let me try the worm. I think we'll have a better luck with the worm. Jeez. Here's the worm. This is the worm I caught my PB on. Still in decent shape. Still in decent shape. I might have to put a turn one on, but let's try it one more time. Hold on. Crickets? No, but I know people fish with those. I actually never fished with crickets before. I did fish with live bait here and got skunked at least 3 times. I don't know, the bass here are really weird. They really like to bite around sunset. They get super active. That's when I caught 3 bass on my last stream in about 40 minutes. And one of them was humongous. I think it took me about 6-7 minutes to bring him in. It was stuck in the seaweed. So I'm gonna let the Senko drop because it's weightless. Then we're just gonna do a couple of jigs. We're fishing right next to Trump, not right next to, but maybe like 10 minutes away from Trump National in Bedminster. So you'll probably hear some helicopters going around, especially if some of the family's there. Just gonna go super slow with the worm. How you doing, Lola? How you doing, Vaughn? Hank 68. Where are you from, man? You guys use crickets over there for bass, or you just use them? What do you use crickets for? I do see them for sale. I just never used them before. Thanks for the likes, guys. I appreciate it. Good morning, Nick. United Truth. Let me screenshot that. I won't be able to tie on. I'll take your advice though. I like to take everybody's advice in the chat. Somebody suggested to me what's the name of the thing? The Chapo. So I bought it. I did hear about the Carolina rig. So like I said, I don't know if you were here in the chat before, but I barely bass fish. I have 2 little kids, so we mostly fish for panfish and trout, and we do ocean fishing a lot. But I started bass fishing 2 days ago. That's why I don't have like a million different setups. But I'll try the Carolina rig. I'll take your advice. I screenshotted your chat message. Carolina rig setup way at the bottom. Yeah, I know Carolina rig. A lot of guys actually use Carolina rig, believe it or not, for fluke fishing off the ocean surf. Which is kind of strange, but they catch fish. Man, look at this beautiful morning. No, I know. And I'll tell you why I don't do much bass fishing. I say it a lot in my lives, but like I have 2 little kids, and sometimes bass fishing can be very frustrating with children. especially under 12. So we have ultralight setups and we pen fish, but we catch some big fish too. We do catch perch, and we use Gulf minnows, so we'll catch bass here and there. Like I actually caught right where that rod tip is. I caught a 3.5 pounder on a 2.5 inch Gulf minnow. Well, I'll take your advice, and I'm gonna look. I'll be going through my gear tonight. I want to put together like a bass, just like a one pack that just has bass stuff in it. I always had bass lures. Like I found these and Gary Yamamoto, so you can see that I've been using them. But this is an older bag. I think I bought this. I mean, I don't think they even make a bag like that anymore. I bought this bag probably 4 or 5 years ago. Yeah, that's how we fish with kids. But they got better though. My younger one, my 6-year-old, actually got really good with a bobber and then gulp minnow and a jig head. So what we do is, especially in the spring, we'll cast it in for crappie, and there'll be a weighted bobber, and he'll just drag it slowly and stop. So when the gulp minnow, the water column, crappie strikes it. So he's pretty good with that. We did it from the worm, but I still, even myself, fish with worms a lot. Yeah, so Nick, so all we do is trout fish. That's when my boys, because we have stock trout here in Jersey, and it's kind of, if you have a weightless gulp minnow on the hook with a gamma, like a size Series 8 hook, it's pretty easy to catch them. My kids love it. Lake Erie is beautiful. So my father-in-law fishes Lake Erie for steelhead, and he actually, like, I probably have I'm probably gonna be eating some steelhead in the next month or so. He goes out there and he fly fishes and he regularly fishes. I'm not sure if he's gonna go for salmon this year. They go to that Pulaski River, but it's basically like fishing next to each other, like 3 or 4 guys fishing in the same spot. Nice. That's awesome, Ron. I love that. Yeah, I'm gonna set up like I said, I'm not a bass fisherman, but I got hooked. I caught a 5 pounder maybe like 50 feet away from my spot right now, and it took me a while to really land. I caught him on this rod, and man, I got hooked. I'm just using a worm. Ron, it's funny. Do you guys fish, Ron? Do you guys fish public ponds, or do you fish like more like semi-private land? Oh man, I had a bite. Ah, I missed it. All right, well, let's let it drop now. No, one of my kids is very patient. My older one is not patient anymore. As soon as he turned like 11, 12, he lost all the patience for fishing. But the younger one, the 6-year-old, he listens. Yeah. I don't kiss my first fish of the year, but I mostly catch and release bass. So I know some people don't know this, but bass are actually super good eating. But unless I foul hook it, like in the gills or gut hook it, and I like to keep, if I do keep one, it's going to be smaller, like maybe like 11, 12 inches. But I'd say 99% of my bass gets released, maybe 95%. Like I said, especially with gulp minnow, if they swallow it by accident, and I know the fish is going to die, I'll keep them. They're super good eating though, especially if they're smaller. I have no problem with people eating bass at all. But usually I just release, in this week, if I catch anything today, it's getting released because one, I don't really need to fish this weekend, and two, we have algae everywhere. So we have a huge algae bloom, like you can see it. And we don't have much rain, so it's pretty toxic in terms of just the algae. Nice, I like that. I like that, Ron. I'm gonna keep fishing with my kids as much as I can. We just finished fluke fishing for the season. My kid, we haven't caught my kid hasn't caught a keeper. We caught a keeper off the boat, but I don't count that. I don't count boat fishing for fluke. I really like surf fishing. We took a charter boat one time with my friend this year, and of course we caught keeper fluke off the. We took it from Manasquan Inlet in New Jersey, and yeah, it was pretty decent. Everybody caught a keeper, but that's kind of like pay to play, you know. We took all our kids on one charter boat. So this lake, for some reason, whenever I talk to the old timers, they all tell me that this lake is absolutely on fire on sunset, and they've been right all along because I came here and I live streamed and I caught the biggest bass of my life on a live stream. But now I'm not getting much action. Like I caught 3 bass here in 40 minutes within the last hour of the daylight. But right now, not doing too well. Oh, nice. I did hear about that OBX surf fishing tournament. Oh, wait. No, I got overexcited. Seaweed. I did hear about that tourney. We do have kayaks. We really want to buy a small, like, small ocean boat, just to fish, not for like, sunbathing, but and just for Raton Bay, not even going out in the open ocean. We might do it, but prices are coming down a lot after COVID, but they're still pretty high up there. I heard that the boating world is right now it's a buyer's market, so we're gonna wait a little bit more. 4+ tornado down in Buxton. Yeah, I did hear about that. Hey, I appreciate you guys leaving me likes. It's nice. I haven't caught a fish yet though. I don't know if I deserve it. I'm just using a good old Cardinal 400 rod I found on Facebook Marketplace, and nothing crazy, just a fluke reel. Like I said, I'm not really a bass fisherman, but today I decided to. This week I'm gonna make myself a bass fishing setup. Yeah, that's exactly you. Yeah, you're absolutely spot on. United Truth. That's kind of how we fish. Oh, wait. Oh man, I need to pay attention to the line. I know that was a bite, but yeah, last time I was just doing this. I was talking to people in the chat, and I felt a good bite. Yeah, no. All right, you know what? Let's change the spot. There's another spot right here. It'll take me like 30 seconds to walk over there. Yeah, I love this worm. So I was telling other people in the chat that I found this by accident. I didn't even change it up. I have a snap swivel here. I was fishing. I forgot what I was fishing for. I might even had like an eel fishing setup here. So I just threw this on a snap swivel and I just started catching bass. Usually I tie it directly to the line, but I guess they didn't care that day. All right, hold on. I'm just gonna walk down maybe like 50 feet down the trail. Hold on. So I don't have a leader. This is just a. I believe this is either 6 or 8. It feels like an 8-pound line, and it's not super expensive. Like I said, we use this rod for eel fishing, and I just decided to pop on a bass fishing rig, and it worked. So this one is probably 8-pound line with no leader, and this one is this is actually my saltwater setup for. But I put on a 12-pound fluorocarbon leader, and I throw on a chopper on it. No swivel, no nothing. I decided This is a good spot. Do you see all this? This was me fighting a 5 pounder 2 days ago. I had to go in because he was stuck in the seaweed over there. I had to put a branch down to get in the water. So yeah, this one's just a straight line. There's no fluorocarbon. But like I said, it works for me for now. It caught me fish. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna set up a dedicated bass rod with a fluorocarbon leader. I'm probably gonna go with 8 pound line because of how much seaweed there is, and probably gonna do a eight fish. No, that was a bite. Come on. I slept on it. So yeah, I'm gonna go with the 8 pound fluorocarbon leader. But what do you guys usually use? What kind of line do you use for bass? Nice, I like that. Yeah, but I bet I bass fished by myself about 5 years ago. I had fun, and then I kind of just went away from it because my kids really got into fishing. My younger one is so we fish for different fish because I've been taking my kid fishing since he was about maybe like 1.5, and he would sit there with me, so we would just catch panfish. I'm pretty sure he's gonna have no allergies because he used to he used to get up close and personal. All right, yeah, I mean, I'm probably not gonna go to 25 pound braid, but yeah, 15 pound braid is still pretty. I might do that. So like I said, I do have 15 pound braid in my other rod. What I'm gonna do here is I have a kayak, and it's really nice to fish off a kayak. Like there's a weed line that goes right in the middle of that lake, and that's where me and my kid, when we were bass fishing years ago, that's where we would get them. My kid I think was 8 at that time, and we had a good time bass fishing in kayaks, especially in the summer because of how much weeds and everything it gets. Hmm. I'm just slowly retrieving it. That's exactly where I caught my bass 2 days ago, doing the same thing. I'm probably stuck in the weeds. Hold on. Nice. I did notice that when you use braid, the crankbaits they swim so much nicer if you just tie them directly to the braid with no leader. There's something about braid that's how it's so soft that the best motion on my topwater lures, I noticed that every time I use just straight to braid, it swims so much nicer. Yeah, but this year, in the next couple of weeks, I'm going to be educating myself on fishing for pickerel, pike, because I've been going out fishing a lot, and I usually don't fish for big fish. I really enjoy ultralight fishing and trout fishing, but I want to try fishing for bigger fish. All right, drop. Yeah, there's something about braid. It's almost like it's more fluid in the water. There's something about it. I know some guys will say that braid is more visible to the fish. I don't know. They're probably right, but it does have a better motion with braid only. I'm getting skunked this morning. I'm sorry, guys. I'm basically just, it's a weedless Senko, and I'm just kind of slowly dragging it, slowly reeling it through the weeds and letting it drop. But my craziest catch was on my ultralight bass catch was, I was ultralight fishing for big bluegill and just crappie. I had 2 pound line from trout fishing on my rod, and I managed to land a 3 pounder. It was crazy. It took me about 10 minutes, but it was in the spring when the weeds were not too bad, and I actually have that on video. Like, it was a big fight for me. Nah. I really also want to try not a reel, but a like a what are those reels called? Bait caster. I tried them once. I bought a combo, and I had so much backlash, and I just kind of gave up. I gave it as a gift to a buddy of mine because he is a bigger bass fisherman, and he's been using it. But yeah, bait casters kind of got me. I have very low patience, and I went out 3 times, and all 3 times I came home with a giant backlash. And then maybe I was using the wrong line, but I'm gonna say that was probably user error. I'm not gonna blame it on the line, but I want to try again. Yeah, I did bird nest them. Yeah, no, like, I'll admit to it. I'm an adult. I'm good. It was embarrassing, but and I did go out like one time. I put a different line on it. I was so excited. I got back out there, and boom! Like, I fished decent for maybe like 20 minutes, and I just bird nested it so bad that it was just like that backlash. And I was putting my finger on it. I was doing like, but I really want to maybe try it again. They they look really good when you fish. They're really useful when you fish them out of a kayak. Yeah, I noticed that all the pro guys use bait casters. Sometimes people will laugh at me in the chat that I'm using a reel. I mean, to me it doesn't matter, but I know there's a learning curve. It's kind of like driving a stick shift, right? Like, when I was learning to drive a stick shift car, I had to. It was embarrassing for the first good like 5-6 hours, but I loved driving stick shifts. I only probably spent about half an hour trying to learn how to use a bait caster, so I'm trying to convince myself to try it again. I mean, if there's going to be a bass, it's going to be around this area, because this is where me and my kid always catch them. At least used to catch them 5 years ago on Gamakatsu, not Gamakatsu, Yamamoto worms. All right, I'm going to let it drop again. Very, very strange. But I appreciate you guys talking to me, even though I'm not catching any fish. I learned a lot from people in the chat. I'm a good listener. When I went out trying to do pickerel fishing, I think 3 days ago, and I was a complete idiot. I'll be honest about it. And because I've never fished for pickerel before, people like in the chat really helped me out. Like, while fishing, within the 1 hour of the starting to fish, I got so much better. It's nice when people share advice. Just gonna let it drop. Oh, hey, Okeechobee. If you're still here, Small Water Charters. So the only reason I know about Okeechobee, Florida is because you guys there's a company in Walmart that sells gear called Okeechobee Fets. Do you guys have really good fishing in Okeechobee? I don't know if you're still in the chat or not. I actually have an Okeechobee chest bag right on me right now. Right there. I love this chest bag. It's 15 bucks and absolutely marvelous. We have two of them. Yeah, definitely had a lot more. There was so much action at this place when the sun was going down. It's not even funny. And now it's just dead. Like I know I'm at the bottom and I'm bouncing off the bottom. Thank you, United Truth. I appreciate it, man. And good luck to you too, Tight Lines, man. Thanks for talking to me. I appreciate it. I appreciate all the advice, guys. Probably gonna fish for the next 15 minutes or so. Gotta run back. I gotta take my kid to all his sports. Otherwise, if I don't make it back, I turn into a pumpkin. Let's see. One more cast out there. And thank you for the likes. I haven't caught a fish. I feel like I don't deserve it, but thank you. Just waiting for the drop. Oh, hey, Ezra Show. I appreciate it, man. I'm still an amateur. I just started doing this like in May, I think. What happened was I'm like one of those limo drivers or private drivers or Uber drivers, and I got T-boned by a older gentleman who wasn't paying attention. Put me out of commission for at least next 3-4 months. So I had some free time. I don't want to sit at home being all miserable. So I started going out fishing and making shorts for YouTube, just for fun. But it turned into I enjoy doing it, man. It's kind of fun. I recommend everybody does it. YouTube is like a free storage space for all your videos. I still have videos from, I uploaded to YouTube 15 years ago. Yeah, I'm pretty good. I appreciate you asking. The way he hit me, it threw my car up in the air about I'm gonna say at least 6 to 8 feet. He hit me at the rear wheel, so he almost missed me. I mean, I would pay that man a lot of money just to miss me, so I don't have to go through all that crap. But yeah, my car went up in the air, and when I hurt my shoulder, and because my job is literally sitting and driving a vehicle, I really wanted to make sure. Like right now, I have back pains fishing, but yeah, I just wanted to make sure I'm healthy to go back. I don't want to go back with injuries because it's kind of like sports. You don't want to. If your job is sitting and you get hurt on a job, you don't want to go back when you're not fully healed, because then it's just going to be worse and worse and worse. Thanks for the likes, guys. All right, I'm going to change the spot. I'm going to do a little bit more top water. Give me like 30 seconds. I'll walk back to the spot. We'll do more top water. Oh, man. Hope I don't slip here. sunset. All right, let's do top water. I have not caught a bass here on top water this year. Well, actually, I caught one on the frog, but it was all the way down there, and it was a pretty dinky bass, so I'm not gonna count him. All right, we're gonna let the bubbles clear, and here we go. I'm using a Berkeley Chapo. I believe it's a 90 millimeter one. And he's about to get caught up in weeds. Here we go. It's a pretty lure. And the color is bone. Oh, you did see the video? That was a tiny Walmart frog. Thanks for looking at my videos, man. It means a lot. Some of my videos, me and my kid spent like a good afternoon making one video. I forgot which one it was. I think it was with a snake or something. We caught a water snake in a minnow trap. And I think to this day, it still has like 11 views. That's why I started making more shorts, because it gets frustrating. But YouTubers say that's exactly how it always is. You will spend 3 days making a video, you'll get no views, and you'll make some dumb short, and it'll get 40,000 views. I can't use a rooster tail here because of how much cover there is, but I appreciate the advice. I did use rooster tail here out of a kayak, because look how many, I'm basically just gonna eat weeds all day with a rooster tail. Yeah, just ran into weeds with a chop. At least the top water kind of works here. Yeah, I absolutely love rooster tails. I think let me see, do I have one on me? But I won't be able to put it on. But the rooster tails work really well here, even for stuff like perch. But you have to be in a kayak. That's the unfortunate thing. I only have about an hour and a half to fish this morning, so by the time I get out here, I have an hour left. Kayak is a bit of a... I love to kayak for this place. I'll put my kayak in the water at 6 a.m. and I usually don't get out of the kayak till about 2 p.m. I gotta tell you, this Chapo by Berkeley, I've tried it because I've seen people fishing with it on YouTube. It is absolutely beautiful the way it goes through the water. I've used other top water, and Chapo is definitely creates the most action. Spinnerbait. I will. How about this? I'll put on a spinnerbait for the next live stream, because I gotta run back home in 10 minutes. But I've been trying a Senko worm, which usually works here, but today it's not working. Let's cast it this way and drag it along the weed line. Hold on. But I do take all advice seriously. It's just sometimes I'm restricted by how much time I have. Oh yeah, if you go kayaking to places where people can't get on the boat and they can't get on foot, which there's a lot of places like that in Jersey, a lot, you'll basically catch fish all day. And it's good that you get out there in a kayak, man. It's really good for you. Not only is it a great exercise, it's good for your head, and it's good fishing. I think kayak fishing is one of the most underrated things to do. I know some guys have like $20,000 kayak fishing setups, but you can just get out there. You can go on Facebook Marketplace, grab yourself, especially at the end of the season, grab a decent. You can buy $600-700 kayak for $100, 150 in Jersey, and usually people only use it once or twice. Man, that opens up so much opportunity. Hey, how are you doing? Catch anything?
4 this morning.
Nice. Which top water or Senko's?
Senko's.
Yeah, I caught
Black.
red and black. Yeah, I caught a big one over there, but it was sunset fishing. Today I had no luck.
No?
Nah, not yet. But good, man. That's good. Oh, dude, kayak fishing is totally a therapy session. Actually, if there are organizations out there that, a lot of, I'm a little older, so a lot of my friends that were in the service or worked as police officers, a lot of them have issues, it's psychological issues. So there's organizations out there that will take them literally kayaking. And usually those organizations are run by former servicemen or former emergency service workers. And it really helps them out just to they just basically want to get them out of the house. And when you go kayaking, it's kind of like a whole day activity. And yeah, a lot of guys, I feel like kayaking saves a lot of lives. I used to work emergency services by myself, and I lost a lot of friends. I lost a lot of friends to their demons. All right, this might be my last cast with the top water. I'm gonna try Senko. Hi, how you doing, Elaine? Nebraska and Missouri River, man, that's awesome. When my kids are grown, I'm definitely gonna travel a lot more. My last big trip was out to Colorado, and we fished the Colorado River, but it was muddy. It was tough to catch something. I think we caught a catfish. I forgot what fish we caught. We did catch some fish. All right, you know what? Let's use a Senko. One thing I love about having a braid and heavy line is that if you ever get stuck in the weeds, you can just yank it out. Yeah, I do saltwater fishing. I actually had a huge stream fluke fishing for saltwater on Thursday. I caught about 15 fluke. I just don't do any boat fishing. If I'm gonna stream, it's kind of tough to find places that have good coverage for the 5G. But I did fish for fluke on Thursday. I'll probably going back to Sandy Hook Beach on Thursday again, and I'll live stream. All right, let me drop a sink over there. Oh, you basically would put, I know you probably put your finger on the rod and just do this with the top water. I've done that for stripers, and I think I know what you're talking about. Next time I cast out, I'm going to try that. All right, let's see. Did my wife call me yet? I might have to get, no, I think I'm still good. Oh, wow, I already got up to 30 likes. I appreciate that. Wow, the sun's starting to get more active. You know what? Let's try a different Senko. Yeah, so I did catch a lot of stripers doing that tapping motion that you mentioned. I'm going to be striper fishing, what, in about a month and a half? And I do agree, that's a great method. But I've done, maybe a few years ago, I did catch bass like that too. Like I said, I went away from bass fishing. I kind of stopped. Hold on. Here we have, it's all largemouth here, but the river next door, it's all smallmouth. Should we try this? But this is more like for a jig head. Yeah. Smaller worm, wacky. How about we wacky rig it? The problem is we're going to catch a lot of weeds that way. Well, you're lucky 24/6 to Joel, because in 2025 almost everybody has a YouTube channel, so you can definitely learn quickly. Let's try a wacky rig. No guarantees though. I'd say if you're just starting to fish, go out there and get a cheap rod and start with pan fishing. And as you get better, move up. But yeah, YouTube is a great resource for anything. I learned how to do my own clutch on my car through YouTube on my Mini. Just gonna let it drop. I'm gonna wait for about 10 seconds. Yeah, so I'm coming back. I'm gonna put on a chatterbait. I'm probably gonna call it a day in about 10 minutes. I'm sorry guys, I didn't catch a bass. I really want to get one, but been tough today. I think I'm in the weeds now. No. Alright, let's let it drop. Well, that's the problem being wacky rigged. I'm in the weeds now. I've never caught a fish on a wacky rigged Senko, but I hear people rave about it all the time. Never caught a fish on a wacky rigged Senko, but I also don't fish much for bass, so that might be another reason why. I don't really have no, everything's like that. I'll even, hold on. Do I have my sunglasses? Here, I'll show you how bad the weeds are. You guys probably don't see it too well in the chat, but here, I'll put on my, I don't know if you can see it now. Hold on. You see how bad you can see it through the polarized lens. You see how bad this is? So that's what we're dealing with here. Oh, that's great. What did I run into? Maybe a tree? Yeah, I think we're in a tree. Great. Yep, there goes my line. Well, there goes the Senko fishing. I think I got stuck on the branch. Let me see if I have another hook for. I think I found some hooks and I threw them in my bag last time. Around here. Give me a sec. I'm not sure how much of this line got compromised. Yeah, I think I got stuck on a branch. That sucks. Let's do more top water then to finish it off.
Do you have any luck so far?
No, not yet.
Need some help?
If you jump in there, go get one for me.
But a big throw. Huh?
Jump in, wrestle them out of the water for me. So I'm doing what you told me to do. Hold on. Anybody want some salad? So there's a spot I like to throw. Can't see anything right now because I'm wearing my polarized glasses. Can't see what you guys write. Give me a sec. Yeah, that's the problem with fishing Jersey if you don't have a boat or a kayak. Give me a second. No, I don't use swivel. I just tie directly. Let me print screen that. I don't know what a Neko hook is. I'll check it out. When I come home, I'm going to read through all this. I appreciate it. Yeah, but if I use a chopper, I just tie it directly to the line. Let's see. All right, let's pretend we're striper fishing. Man, that chopper creates a lot of water, a lot of air. That's pretty awesome. The problem is I'm going to run into weeds again. No, not a single bite today on the chopper. Kind of frustrating. Yeah, I heard Minnesota has a lot of good fishing. Do you guys catch it? Do you keep a lot of fish in Minnesota? All right, let's wait for it. I'm going to drag it along the weed line. Yeah, I'm getting pretty frustrated right now. Can't believe I ripped off my Senko worm. And I almost smacked myself in the face with a treble hook. Let's see. All right, guys. I think I'm gonna call it a day. I'm gonna run back home. I'm gonna make my bass rigs a little better, and I'll put together a bassing pack out. I appreciate you coming out to fish with me. That's really nice of you. Oh yeah, ice fishing, dude. Definitely do that. Just make sure you dress warm and bring a lot of hot water with you to drink. Make sure you don't freeze anything off. Have a great day, guys, and I appreciate you. Take it easy.